Hi, welcome to Make It Funny, where I take your suggestions and I make them funny. If you'd like to leave a suggestion, put it in the comments. Here we go. Today's suggestion comes from Watchmaker 43, whose suggestion is a time machine. I've had a lot of people ask me, Dave, what would you do if you had a time machine? And the first thing I would do is go back in time just about 30 seconds and redo what I just said, because no one's ever asked me that. Never once has anyone asked me that. I was a comedic device to make it sound like okay. But secondly, this is how I would use a time machine. You know how sometimes you let somebody cut in front of you and then they don't give you the courtesy wave? Well, I would go back in time and stop that person, and I would not let him in this time. Yeah, I wouldn't let him in. I'd be driving by, I'd be giving them the finger, and they'd be looking at me like, what's your problem? I'd be like, you know what's going to happen. So, no. And I know a lot of people are like, yeah, I'd go back in time and I'd kill Hitler. I'm not doing that, because you know what? You know who's as bad as Hitler? The guy you let in because you think he's going to make a right turn, and all of a sudden now he's wedging himself across traffic and he's going to cut off all the cars and all the lanes around you, and he's going to try and weave his way into oncoming traffic during rush hour, and now everybody behind you is honking like, why'd you let him in? I'm like, I thought he was making a right turn. I didn't know he was going to be such a jerk. I didn't know he was going to be as bad as Hitler. If only there was a way, I'll take my time machine, go back in time, and not let the guy who's equally as bad as Hitler cut in front of everybody and annoy everybody behind me. That's how I would use a time machine. And to all the people who say they'd use a time machine to do something noble or do something great for society, you're all liars. Every one of us would use a time machine to figure out how to get filthy, stinking rich. And that's the truth. Even if you wanted to go back in time and save somebody's life or do some things differently, you'd still work in a way to make yourself filthy, stinking rich. If you say you wouldn't, you're a liar. You're a liar. There is a way to time travel, but you can only go into the future. Right? So if you traveled the speed of light or you go near a black hole, I could come back to Earth and it would be 200 years later and I would be the same age. I could do that, but I don't know if I'd want to. I come back 200 years later and I'm like, oh, it's what I thought. Humans have gotten dumber. The movie Idiocracy turned out to be prophetic. And I don't know if I could handle the disappointment of that.